Tai Lopez came to Helsinki, Finland. He hosted a mastermind. I saw that and I was like, oh, listen, that's a cool idea. Let me actually attend it.
Who is Tai Lopez? Tai Lopez knows a lot of stuff, but for me, he's like a typical American guy. I don't really vibe with him as much.
He said €500,000 per month top line revenue with a crazy profit margin, something like 40 or 50%, which is like, he eventually kind of ran out of things to talk. And then he started asking, okay, well, you guys want to pull up your website or whatever you're doing to show up? And I was like, yep, me. So I was like, never buy from Tai Lopez the first time you see something. Give it a week and the price is going to be reduced by either half or even more, right? So he's like, YouTube Business Academy. He's like, okay, is this your podcast? Yeah, all right. Dude, you guys are not getting any views, man. You got to bump those views up. How many subscribers? Only 2,500? Nah, rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up. One video a day keeps the employer away. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, it's Mr. Money in the building.
Woo!
Mr. George.
We are here to make money.
Oh, damn.
The people who are listening and watching to this podcast are guaranteed to make more money this year. Is that correct,
Yes.
Ron?
Especially if they listen till the very end, because at the end, that's where the real value will drop. But
Exactly.
let's
It takes
keep
some
it till the
time to
end.
warm up and then bam, there comes the banger.
Yeah, for sure. And especially because you went to a very exclusive mastermind yesterday as well, and you're going to share us some insights.
Exactly. And that's how this podcast is titled, Ron. Did you forget? It's titled
Oh, yeah, of course.
3 Things I Learned from Tai Lopez Mastermind.
To increase your YouTube earnings as well? Probably, yeah. It's all about
that's so
money.
sick. By the way, you guys, we just came up on the spot. So if the title is titled like that,
No,
which is the
we
case,
are very planned out. We schedule
We're-
everything accordingly.
exactly. This has been planned out for 1 month and ahead.
Exactly. But yeah, we just want to start off about the mastermind, or first some updates about YouTube. I don't know what you have.
No,
on
let's
your,
start off with how this episode is titled, which is the 3 things that I learned from the Tai Lopez Mastermind.
Exactly.
So they're going to be spread out throughout the whole episode, so you guys have to sit and have to listen. But grab yourself a drink.
Yeah.
I have myself some Coke with ice. Cheers to
water.
that, and let's get started with that.
Yeah, I know. By the way, like the final thing you will share, that's really crazy. I checked your draft that you shared to me.
It's
Mind blown.
Unbelievable, right?
And yet so simple. Like sometimes people overcomplicate things, but insane. But let's start off with the first thing on your list, maybe, and then we can fit in some YouTube stuff and some affiliate marketing stuff.
That sounds fucking fantastic. What is this going on? First
It's
on
Friday.
our list.
That's why.
It is Friday. First on our
Finally
list
work. Okay, go ahead.
that I learned is go small to earn big and go big to earn small. What does that mean? Well, we're talking about the niche you're in. So yesterday, someone asked a question on the mastermind. Now, by the way, just to back off for a little bit. So Tai Lopez came to Helsinki, Finland. And
Who is Tai Lopez? For the new listeners out there that have no clue, who is he even?
He's on the screen right now, this guy.
Okay. Andre, our editor, will be very happy.
Exactly. Andre's on it, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, Andre.
So Tai Lopez came to Helsinki, Finland. He hosted a mastermind, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, listen, that's a cool idea. Let me actually attend it. So first, the tickets were like $1,000. Now, pro tip: never buy from Tai Lopez the first time you see something. Give it a week, and the price is going to be reduced by either half or even more, right? Not always, but if you're willing to take the risk, there's a good chance. So my price went down to $500 for one ticket, but I went with a friend, shout out Samuli, and our tickets cost us only €325 each. So that was super cool. So we got in. It's a small room. There was about 20 people. There was it was great people from all over the world. I met some crazy entrepreneur from the Netherlands, the one I sent you, the board or whatever. Yeah, exactly. So he was there. Spoke to him. He asked me some questions about YouTube. There was another guy, Michael Bernstein. He's a YouTuber as well. He dropshipper. He has about like 70,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. So we kind of exchanged details and networks and talked. And then I was talking to all these other people. But it was super fascinating because, you know, you get to like talk, network, and all these ideas spark your mind. I know, like, there's a guy. Oh, I also met Max Turnoff. He's also now on the screen right now. So it's a guy who helps online coaches to scale to 10K and above, to start and scale beyond 10K. So, and cool thing is, he also lives in Helsinki. So we got like onto WhatsApp. The guy has like 100-something thousand, I think, or close to 100,000 followers on Instagram. He's pulling in, he said, €500,000 per month top line revenue with a fucking crazy profit margin, something like 40 or 50%, which is like, bruh,
And
you're
he
pulling.
basically he has an info business or coaching business helping other coaches scale. That's what.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He's pulling in like over 200 G's per month
Yeah, not
profit.
bad.
Really
And
not
he's living
bad.
in Finland. I
Dude,
don't want to see his tax bills.
no. He's tax resident of Cyprus.
Ah.
But he has a Finnish girlfriend, and he's staying here for some time of the year, which is, of course, everything is legal, you guys. That's what we're all about. But that's not my business. That's his business. So all the questions go to him. I pay my taxes in Finland. Anyway, regardless, he lives like downstairs from Samuli, which is like a 20-minute drive from me here as well, from my place. So it's cool. They live like 1 minute away, and they didn't even know that they like. And Samuli is in the fitness niche, so he helps people lose weight and build muscle, and he teaches them through the online. So that was really, really cool. Cool seminar. And the best part about the seminar was as well that because it was small, right? First of all, I got to talk to everybody there, right? Everybody was interacting. Same, by the way, vibe as with Dubai. Like, as soon as you walk in, it's like, hi, I'm James.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Tristan. It's like there's no hesitation to interact between people, even if you're the most introverted guy. And then also, so because it was small, right, and Tai had to speak for like a couple of hours at least, right, he eventually kind of ran out of things to talk. And then he started asking, okay, well, you guys want to pull up your website or whatever you're doing to show up? And I was like, yep, me. So I was like, so first I showed my Amazon product review videos. And he was like, oh, wow, that's cool, man. That's such an untapped niche. And I was like, shh, don't tell this to anyone. He said that his brother is also doing product reviews on Amazon, which is like fascinating. And he's making like 10 bands a month. So that was pretty cool. And then I also showed him, that was the first time. So he kind of approved. He gave his blessing to my book reviews because I was like, yeah, look up for Total Recall. He's like, is that a book by Arnold Schwarzenegger? I'm like, yeah, bro, you recommended it on your website. And I read it like way back. And I read it like way back, right? And he was like, is this being recorded? Look, is that camera being recorded? Okay, good, continue.
He's trying to get social clips as well.
Before you walk in, you have to sign like a media release consent. So like there are a bunch of cameras. And so whatever was, of course, I was like, yeah, bro, you recommended the book. And now years later, I made a video review about it. I posted on Amazon. And now I'm like next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is like super cool. I'm also with Charlie, on Elon Musk, on all the fucking top G's. You know, my video is there at the top, which I'm pretty proud. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now, second thing is then towards the end, he was like, all right, what else? And I was like, me again. And I was like, he was on YouTube already. We were looking at some clips of like Trump and Biden or whatever. And then I was like, search up YouTube Business Academy. He was like, okay, that's a pretty cool name, by the way, because it's super easy to like, you don't have to repeat it twice. You say it one time and people remember, right? So he's like, YouTube Business Academy. He's like, okay, is this your podcast? Yeah, all right. Well, dude, you guys are not getting any views, man. You got to bump those views up. How many subscribers? Only 2,500? Nah, rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers up. And I was like, yeah, but click on the video, scroll down. Oh, you see? He's like, are you promoting this episode? So we have an episode that we did together with Ron for Cold Audience that has over 6,500 views here on this channel, which is how these beginners make $7,000 a month on YouTube. Yeah. So then we're promoting this one. He's like, yeah, you see? Now then he clicked on it. It's a pretty good opening because I'm like, hey, Ron, you're making seven bands a month. Like, how are you doing it? And then we got a conversation, right? So we're getting a lot of new subscribers. A lot of you guys who are subscribing and discovering us are coming most likely from that episode. By the way, if you are, please let us know because we're super confused. You know, we're getting like a bunch of subscribers every day, but we don't know, like, you know, if you guys are continuing listening or if you're just subscribing and then like not coming back. So anyway, he said that couple of things he said about that episode is that we need to fix the tracking link. So right now we just have a general link under that episode. He recommended to have some kind of like a URL tag that we'll be able to see how many clicks we're getting at least. He also suggested that we transfer from school onto our own hosting and stuff. But then again, like, yeah, this is like if we
Doesn't make
want to
sense
add
to me at this scale.
no, because it's like it's such a small scale what we're doing here, and it's like we're not like doing a lot of like volume or whatever, so like we have a great engagement on school, and it's super easy for us because like
Yeah.
we're only paying like $100 a month for school. We don't have to worry about domains, hostings,
Yeah.
web development, about nothing. We just have the community, we have the classroom, we have the hosting inside. Everything is just like pay $100, you get the whole shebang, super easy, apply, join, and then all of that. So yeah, a lot of good takeaways, but that was kind of about the mastermind. And my first point was, go small to earn big, and then go big to earn small. So someone was asking a question on that mastermind, like, yeah, something about like what course should I launch or something like that. And I was like, he was thinking about like mindset or something. And he was like, dude, that's the problem with like people nowadays. They think too broad. They think too big. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna launch um, a mindset course, but that's too broad. When you go too broad, you're not going to appeal to anyone, and you're not going to make any money. So he said you need to go small to earn big. For example, instead of just going a mindset course, you need to go mindset course for online business owners who are making at least $10,000 a month. Now you're like niching down.
And you can ask more money.
Exactly, because
Also
you're
in the 100 million offers book. Like if you have like a general sales training, you can sell it for like $100. But if you have like a sales training for B2B sales rep, it's getting more specific. So you can ask 1,000. But if you then do it like specific to a niche, so a sales training for B2B sales reps in like the gardening niche, you can ask like 1,000 or 5,000, because it's more niche down. You can give better advice basically. But by the way, quick question as well. Like what was this guy's background? Because I really like find it fascinating sometimes that people want to make a course and then you look at their own background, like their track record, and they either have no experience with it or they're just like freestyling everything.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly by now already like who was asking what. That was kind of my big takeaway from it. But I mean, that room was like full of course sellers. I mean, that Dutch guy.
What does that say?
Do as I do and not as I say. No, but that means, but that's also to say that like online education, like selling education online, is a pretty lucrative business model because you get like great margins, especially if you can get like attention, like, and people can, like, for example, you guys watching and listening, right? There's only a few of you, by the way. We really appreciate you, so thanks for tuning in. But like, you're really engaged and you're really kind of, you're involved with the podcast. Ron, myself, right? So
yeah, but it also makes sense because like the whole online education industry is growing rapidly, and the things you learn at school, especially if you do like a entrepreneurship or online marketing course, you're learning stuff that are totally outdated, and oftentimes like you need to first follow the full years. And in the USA, you need to pay like, how much is like a study? Like it's like 30K a year or something. I don't know.
They go in debt like hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time they finish uni.
Yeah, so you can go to like online courses, like of course you can join us, or you can go to like Udemy or something and get like a pretty in-depth course for a couple $100. So I can really understand why people pick it.
By the way, you guys, for our US listeners and watchers, like viewers, in Europe, for example, in the Netherlands and in Finland, university education is free. Like the government.
No, it was
it's not.
It was free in my time, but like 5 years ago, they made it a loan again. And now they're looking at new arrangements again to make it free. So the whole like past 5 years, that group got like fucked because they have a loan. It's like I don't know what's going on here, but but it's not like normal anymore.
For say like, okay, I studied in London, so it wasn't free. But like, if I would have studied in Finland, my education would have been free, kindergarten, school, and university, everything, right? So that's what it is.
Yeah.
But that was so the takeaway is. Riches are in the niches.
Yes.
So if you want to get rich, find a niche, and not just a niche, but a sub niche of a sub niche.
Yes, and it's also much easier when you niche down to have to do your front end marketing, because it's much easier to say to one, like if you learn someone one specific thing, like we help people make money on YouTube. That's the only thing what we do. And it's very easy to attract people with the front end marketing messages. But if we would say we help you make money online through all the business methods that are out there, you don't really attract the people that want to learn only via YouTube. So yes, for your front end marketing, it's also much easier.
And not only just on YouTube, we're going even deeper. Our strategy is specifically for searchable content, which I really think we're like pretty much the only ones on YouTube or anywhere who like talks about this like all the time. I mean, like there are many guys who do it, but there's none who are like you and me who actually talk about the searchable like strategy and how to take advantage of it, how to find, you know, topics to make videos about, how to do videos and all of that.
Affiliate marketing, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's also, to be honest, like it's pretty dull. Like it's a niche that works because it's all based on data, but like it's not as fancy. Like you can't like show crazy numbers. I've done millions of sales, like what you can do with Shopify and that kind of stuff. Like it's pretty straightforward and simple. So maybe that's why some people don't talk as much about it, but we're still here.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, like you and I, we're not super far away. You know, we're really relatable to people because, well, first off, we're really transparent and we have these like dialogues, right? We're like really open for like a long time now. But at the same time, also, we don't make crazy numbers. And that is, I would argue, to some extent, our advantage. Because if someone shows you like 100 grand a month, right, or whatever, it's like, it's hard to even comprehend. Like, you know, some people make that in like, you know, 1 year, 2 year, or whatever, right? So it's like even hard to imagine. But if you say like, for example, you know, I make 7 grand a month, okay, well, a lot of people make like 3 to 5 grand a month, right? And 7 grand making by yourself without an employer, right? Online is like cool. It's like manageable.
It's realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic and it's like relatable as well. So we carved our own little niche here, as you can see, and that's one big takeaway from yesterday as well. Ron, do you want me to move on to point number 2, or should we roll the call to action for our private community right here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that one because you already dropped so much value. Click.
Bam. Hey, quick pause in the podcast. If you're ready to take action and learn how to make money on YouTube, make sure to check out our private YouTube Business Academy community. The link is in the description. All right, back to the episode.
And we're back.
Oh, hey, guys. Thank you. We're back. Don't just continue listening. Go click that goddamn button and go join our community. Anyway, let's move on to point number 2. This is a really engaging podcast. I love it.
Yeah, for you. You're on the speaking throne. I'm just listening. But that's interesting. So,
okay. Point number 2. My second takeaway from the Tai Lopez Mastermind was, that was like a cliffhanger. If you want to sell big, you have to sell in person. Remember?
What's
that's
big? What's considered big?
I think, so if you want to do like anything above, okay. Anything above $500 all the way up to $10,000, you can sell on the phone. Okay. Anything above $10,000, like an offer, you have to go in person.
I disagree a little because people like it depends on how much people know about the product. Like we have website in the Netherlands where people can just order cars online. Same with Tesla. They exactly know how a Tesla car is. So you just purchase it online. But like, of course, if you maybe make a new deal or like that kind of stuff, it's different.
Yeah, but think about if you want to sell like an educational thing. Or
yeah,
like
of course. That's different.
Like
that's different.
The reason why I wrote it is like Tai, for example, right? Why does he do these seminars and these masterminds? Is it because he's a nice guy and he would like to teach you the things he knows?
I want to ask you, what did he do at the end?
Oh, baby, he pitched me hard.
Ooh. What offer? Same as Dubai?
But now I know better. So as soon as he started going, by the way, for those of you guys who are interested, I'm like, I would love to, but I don't have at least 30 bands right now to drop on like coaching with you, Tai. So I'm sorry. I'm just going to go wait outside in the lobby. So the offer he pitched at the end. So basically the way it's structured is like, it started at 11 and it ends at 5. So it's like a 6-hour thing.
So,
And in
by the
those
way, it's funny. The concept you just explained, he's doing it himself. His mastermind is basically a sales call or a selling program
But
for his
dude,
own program.
that's exactly why my second point is this, because I observed not just the things he was talking, but what he's doing, right? And what he's doing is he's going around the world, Australia, Thailand, Los Angeles, Helsinki, whatever. He is posting stories. He's driving ads. Hey, come meet me. Come to my mastermind, my seminar. People come there, right? Like you and me, like myself. They listen, right? They get involved. They're super sold on everything he said. And they're like, yo, for those of you who want to work with me, I have all these different packages. So I didn't even stay yesterday to hear like the pricing, but the lowest was 30 grand. That was the lowest. I think the second price point was like 100 grand. And then I think maybe his third price point is like $1 million, what he pitched in Dubai. And he said, I kind of understood between the lines. He was like, oh man, Dubai was so good. It was like there's so many good. You know why? I
For the
think because
sales, yeah.
I think he made a lot of money in Dubai, bro. I think he made a couple of million in Dubai.
I'm
bro,
really
for
curious
sure.
how he fulfills everyone on the back end for that amount of money. Like what his program looks like. But
He
yeah,
had
it's crazy.
he had 3 minimum people. I think he had anywhere from 3 to 5 people with him. So he doesn't travel alone. He has like 20 phones. He has like 3 people, Jeremy, Adam, and Sarosh, I think his name is. And then yeah, they just kind of, Sarosh helps him with like the technical stuff. Adam is on the computer backend, and Jeremy is his like sales guy, who helps him on the
Same guy
front.
in Dubai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeremy Snedell, exactly. So
Yeah. It's
if you
crazy.
want to sell you need to sell in person, right? So if you want to sell like 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, you need to have a mastermind, or you need to have like some kind of in-person
And
event.
a track record, of course.
Track record, of course, but that like it requires to sell super big numbers. You need to sell it in person, because then you build like trust, relationship, right? It's a whole different dynamic, right? And I can see why it works. I mean, it works fantastic for him, and I'm all up for it, man. I'm all up for people like making money, selling, and educating each other, and all of that. So I love it. I'm all up
Yeah,
for it.
I agree, but I like myself. Tai Lopez knows a lot of stuff, but for me, he's like a typical American guy. Like I don't really vibe with him as much, but I understand why people like sometimes when you talk to him, I feel like he's giving you a little bit of attention, but then he just does his own thing again and don't really goes into depth,
but
about your own
but I
stuff.
think I think that's psychology right there. I think he does that on purpose.
Yeah, it could be, but I like my first feeling what I had in Dubai. He's there more for himself than for other people, basically. But that was my impression. But like,
Yeah.
nonetheless, like he has the knowledge, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, people are split into different camps when it comes to him. Like some people like him and some people don't like him. I mean, as with anything, but
Yeah,
he has interesting things to say, and we had
yeah, of course, I
interesting.
agree.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear him talk, because he's really well read. So he drops some interesting stories, and he was showing some of his ads that were like not published. So like from his Dropbox. I think you guys, okay, if you type in your browser tailopez.com/F1, I think you're gonna get inside of his Dropbox one of his videos that he has never published. Try. I'm not sure, but try.
It could be. And what kind of
F1.
video? It's a creative.
Yeah, F and then the number 1. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, it's
did it
working.
work?
Sending to Dropbox. Yeah, to a Lambo. Lambo G4.
That's what it is, you guys. I told
But
you.
this is really for the to the OGs that know him from like 10 years ago. Like for new
Yeah.
people that have no clue, they're like, "What's this Lamborghini video?"
Yeah,
Because that's what it's
exactly.
about. All
Exactly.
right,
So that was the second takeaway. Now, should we move on to the third takeaway?
it's the final one.
It's the final one, and we're at minute 22. So you guys are getting a lot of value super quick. We're not even okay. All we're gonna ask for you. What are we gonna ask for return?
Subscribe if you haven't. That's the minimum.
You heard Mr. Ron. Subscribe. Okay, moving on to the third point. My third takeaway from Tai Lopez Mastermind was humans are robots. We cannot resist stories. Remember how captivated you were the last time you went to see a movie. Did you cry? So the book for this, the kind of the overarching book is Influence: Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. Right? He talks about that, you know, he gives examples of these birds that when they hear the chirping sounds of their youngsters, their motherly instincts just automatically kicks in and they start to like nurture their baby. Now, what they did, the researchers, was they replaced that little bird with a fake one that didn't even look like a bird of that, a child of that bird, but they made the sound. So as soon as the bird started chirping, that it just got
Like a
activated. And
Pavlov reaction, right?
yeah, it just like
Oh,
it's like a trigger. Oh, the bird hears this, do this behavior. Hear this,
yeah.
do this behavior. So the same with humans is like, so why am I saying we cannot resist stories? And same, by the way, with car salesman, he gives another example in that book. Is like when you go into a car salon to buy a car, they offer you coffee, tea, or whatever. It's a small thing, right? But there's something which is called reciprocal altruism, which means that as soon as you accept their coffee or tea, you're gonna feel like you own that person
Yeah.
something that you need to pay back. So you are much more likely to buy the car, even though it's such a big difference, because he did something nice for you.
Yeah.
So now you feel like you need to do something nice for them back.
Yeah, that's smart. So yeah, that's like how the freebies work as well online, and like the small gifts, and yeah,
Yeah,
it
lead
works.
magnets and all that. So, talking about stories, right? Humans cannot resist stories. I mean, everything we've evolved by telling stories to each other, right? So, one guy was showing his VSL, right? And Tai started to kind of, dissect it. He started to break it down, and he broke it down, saying that basically it was too scripted and there was not a story in it, right? So you need to tell a story. As soon as you captivate, as soon as I can captivate your mind with a story, you're hooked and you want to continue seeing it. Right? Remember in a movie, the last time you went
Yeah,
to a movie, you're
I think it's
so
mostly because you can relate with the person. That's mostly it, right? Relatable, and that it feels genuine.
and you're so into the story that you just have to see how it ends. You just need to see the ending of it, right? So that's why movies are so. And then they trigger emotions, right? I mean, I sometimes watch a movie and I'm like, I just can't help, but I can feel like the tears are building up here, and I'm like, oh
You were
no, here it
watching
comes.
Disney, right?
I don't know, when we were watching something and I was like, oh no, here it comes.
Toy Story. Oh no, Woody, not again. Yeah, but that's true, and it's also like it's just more engaging instead of like only saying like USPs in your sales letter and that kind of stuff. Like it's
Yeah, exactly.
people don't know what it
when
is.
when Ron and I started this podcast, I mean, we were so bad that we were just like we were thinking so like rigid, so we were like, okay, this podcast episode is called how to make money on YouTube.
Hey,
And then
hey, we prepared this one as well. Don't 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 tell
and,
everyone now.
and then it was like, all right, step number 1, step number 2, and we were like no stories, nothing, right? And now we're kind of more free flowing. We tell stories,
Yeah.
we laugh, right?
I
It's more
actually want to
relatable.
tell a story as well that's related to YouTube, because in the
Yeah,
end it's still YouTube Business Academy or YouTube podcast. So
please do.
we had a coaching call and Wednesday, like 2 days ago,
Yeah,
and there was someone in there, Daniel. Like Daniel, if you're listening, keep on
yeah,
pushing. I gave you some good feedback, but Daniel
yes.
was doing a really good job because he was already uploading. Like he uploaded 1,000 videos in I think
Yeah.
5 months. So
Mhm.
he really understood the assignment of posting videos, working hard, getting the freelancers, finding the keywords, and that was really great. But unfortunately, like he didn't have like enough time to join the coaching calls because of like the time
Mhm.
difference and work. But he finally
Yeah.
joined. But the thing is, like he had some like his channel was not growing as fast as he hoped, and he shared some channel with me privately. And then I was looking at his channel, and there were some very small things that he could change that would like guaranteed increase his results. So what I'm trying to say here as well, like sometimes you maybe think you're doing the things the right way because some things look very simple, but don't be afraid to maybe ask some other people for help. Or like of course it's good to work hard as well, but sometimes like check in with people that know something about your topic or subject, in this case YouTube, because it can save you a lot of time for getting results. But yeah, thankful, Daniel, you have the videos now with feedback, implement it. But I just want to share it with people. Like, don't underestimate like the help you can get from others. It will like increase your results pretty fast if you're getting from the right people. Like the same way why you go to the mastermind, to basically buy your time back because someone that's ahead of you is giving you a tip or a strategy that you have never thought about before. And that's like also what you should implement in your daily life, in my opinion, or when you want to achieve a certain goal.
And time is the only resource that you cannot get back. You can make more money, but you cannot get back your time. So if you can buy someone's expertise to save you time, you should do it every single time.
Yeah, so let's keep the listeners updated about the progress of Daniel maybe as well.
Yeah. But by the way, talking about Daniel, like what you said, most people have the opposite problem. They think a lot, but they never act. Daniel had a different thing. He had no problem.
It's good.
He had no problem executing. He was like, yeah, I uploaded 1,000 videos. And we're like, what the, where were you, bro? And then he was like, he wasn't getting the results that he, should be getting at this volume. So then, like Ron said,
he was like the speedboat going in a certain direction, and we just gave him a little bit of a push, like, hey,
go that way. You gotta go a little bit that way, a little small. It's not about the big improvements, it's really important to execute, but it's also very important to like just get 1% better every single day. That's like the most important. What was that book? Was it Atomic Habits? 1% better every day, and then in 1 year you're gonna have like some insane percent improvement. So it's
like AKA upload one video a day, and you'll see crazy results in a year.
One video a day keeps the employer away.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Imagine if you do 10 a day, which is completely possible with like all our systems and things we have in place for a student. So,
bro, 10 a day keeps the poverty away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good stuff. Interesting.
Yeah. So that was those were all my takeaways from the Tai Lopez Mastermind.
I hope it was valuable to the listeners.
Yes.
I hope the final one was worth the wait.
Oh, the last one was super good.
I agree. No, but stories are important. It's with everything. And it's cool to see like we are getting more stories as well, like ourselves, because of the community what we have. Because before it was just us. And now we see like other people, like Lucas just shared his results. His views are increasing every month. And that's just cool to see. Everybody is progressing.
I'm also going to be doing a second interview soon with one of our members, one of our students, Jan, in the community. There is a student interview on our channel here with Jan, but I'm going to be doing now a follow-up interview because the guy is at $500 per month recurring passive income after 6 months of working with us. So like we need to do a follow-up interview. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And if you want to get into the internet, if you want to get on YouTube, if you want to learn where to find money, how to make money, how to leverage the attention economy, what are you doing? Why haven't you still reached out to us, and why haven't you still jumped in a call with me or Ron?
Like we literally have like a program that you can almost like copy and paste, like all the freelancers workflows we have, job posts we have, all the ways to find those untapped keywords. Like it's all in there.
And
like,
listen,
by the way, I want to tell you this as well. Like Kai, who also joined the program, earned his first dollars within 20 days. Like, is there any other business model out there where you can say you will earn your first dollar, like pretty much guaranteed within your first 20 days? Like, that's insane.
And by the way, if you've been burnt before by joining another course or whatever, right? And you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to like figure it out myself. Don't worry. Like Ron and I, we always update. So we're like super engaged. Like, yesterday, another thing that Tai told me, he was like, oh yeah, your community only has, 31 member. So who wants to go into a restaurant that doesn't have any people in it, right? Well, when it comes to a restaurant, yeah, sure, that works. But when it comes to joining something where you want to be engaged and you want to learn, you want to get personal attention. So if there is a time to get into something like this, the time is now, because you will get personal attention from both Ron and myself, right? Because it's a small group, so we're
other students as well. We're helping each other.
And other students as well. Yeah, it's like a mastermind. So everybody's helping each other. We're all growing together, and we are constantly improving our product and our offering. Every group coaching call, someone asks Ron a question. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna post that on my on school." So Ron has all these like templates and sheets and tracking devices and all this that he's constantly posting. So the community is like filled with a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be updating the VSL, by the way, as well. So the video that we have on school.
Oh, the about page, the about video.
Yeah. So if you guys click on the link, you're gonna see like a little kind of inside of the community what you're gonna get yourself into. So yeah,
good stuff.
I think that's it.
A crazy pitch at the end. That's where everyone waited for. That was the real value.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you. I hope you guys found this episode valuable, and we'll see you in the next week's episode.
And stay sober. Right, George? Stay sober. Ciao.